just did a dumb thing. I regret the thing that I did. And you're wondering what it is. I'll tell you what it is. I did a dumb thing. Why am I so dumb? There is something wrong with me. Like, I just... For those of you who don't know, I am a vet nurse and I have been making a series about my previous workplace and all my experiences there. About, I don't know, a few days ago I uploaded a video, which is this video that you're seeing now, but it's like redone, so yeah. I uploaded a video about a nurse at that old clinic, and basically after like 1 to 2 hours of uploading it, I took it down really quickly because it didn't come across the way I wanted it to. So I took it down mainly because one of my subscribers called me out and was like, hey, love your videos, but like this one's maybe a bit too far, you should maybe take it down. And then I watched the video from their perspective and I was like, I totally understand what you mean. I don't even know how I missed that. Like, it came across 2 different ways. So initially when I posted it, it was literally like just a funny story that happened, a bit of entertainment. I wasn't really thinking about the impact that it could have on other people. I also wanted to, like, towards the end of the video, for those of you who did see it, I wanted to like raise awareness for something, which you'll find out what it is. But the other way that the video could have been taken was that I was making fun of the person who the story was about, which was never my intention. Like, I never wanted to make fun of anyone. It was just a story that I was telling. No one's name was mentioned. The clinic I was working at wasn't mentioned. I just wanted to tell a funny story, funny crazy story, and then make awareness about something at the end of the video. I didn't realise until it was pointed out to me. So my fake name for this person that I'm talking about in this video, his name is Tom, okay, for this video. So I posted this video about Tom and I immediately took it down. Then 2 days later, Tom messaged me. I was freaking out because the video did get like 20 views in the first 2 hours. So there's a good chance that one of these 20 viewers is someone that Tom knows, and they have told Tom, and Tom is now messaging me because I posted a video about him. So like, I'm freaking out because it's like perfect timing for him to message me. And he's like, oh hi, how are you? How's your counselling going? And that immediately went like he's totally onto me. He totally knows what I did. And then I was like, yeah, everything's going good. Not qualified just yet, just waiting for my grades, blah blah blah. I didn't want to like, because I knew it was coming. I knew he was going to be like, so the video. And then, so before he did that, I just wanted to be the first person to say, I'm sorry. So I said, I'm sorry. And then he replied with, don't worry about it, man, it's all good. And then I was like, okay, cool. And then I explained further. I was like, look, I didn't mean it. My intentions got mixed up. I immediately took the video down. I got carried away with the stories that I was doing. I definitely crossed the line. I did not mean to post this video, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, what are you talking about? What video? Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, hang on, is he just like, is he trying to make me feel more bad? Like, is this what's going on right now? Like, are you tricking me? Like, what's happening? And I was like, wait, are you just messaging me to say hello? And he's like, yeah, I just went and saw my counsellor and I thought of you and I just wanted to say hey.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Oh no. Oh, I mean, like, don't, okay. So, he basically didn't know about it and he continued to ask me, you know, like, what do you mean? What's this video about? And I was like, okay, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. So I basically explained to him what the video was and he was like, you can post what you want on your channel, I don't mind, blah, blah, blah. I just like, I deleted the video from existence because I felt so bad for posting it because like, it was an invasion of his privacy and And he's telling me like, it's all good. And he's like, can I see the video? And I was like, yeah, no worries, I'll go get it. I just have to get it from my recycle bin because I deleted it. I go to my recycle bin and it's not there. I just did a dumb thing. I regret the thing that I did. I did a dumb thing. Anyway, so I deleted this video that took, quite frankly, ages to edit. I felt even worse that I couldn't even show Tom what the video was because I deleted it. Like, usually I don't delete every section of where the video could be, but this one I did because I felt bad for the way the video could have come across to a lot of people and the way it might have affected his life. So I did not want this video to exist anymore, so I deleted it everywhere.
And then I'm trying to explain this to Tom. Obviously it sounds like I'm just making it up, like I just don't want him to see the video, so I actually did delete it, or I'm just hiding it from him, but I actually did delete it, like.
I'm so dumb. Why am I so dumb? Like, I'm just, yeah. Anyway, so, long story short, I was like, look, I have deleted the video, I'm sorry about that. Look, here's what I can do. I can make another video and I can send it to you and you can tell me what you think about it, and then if you like it or you don't mind it, I'll post it. And he's like, yeah, cool, no worries. That's why I'm here today. Before I start this story, I just want to make a disclaimer. Don't get my intentions twisted or the story twisted. I am not here to crap on anyone's lives. I'm not here to make anyone's day worse. I'm just here to tell a really bizarre story, and I think Tom can agree with me, this story is pretty bizarre, and the moral of the story, or the message that I want to send, I think is very positive and really powerful. So I do want to post this video. If you're watching it now, it means that it has been approved by Tom. Oh, this video is so easy to come off the wrong way. I just don't want it to. It's not my intention. So I'm also going to tell this story as close to my previous video as I can. I'm just going to be more careful with the way I say things because I don't want people to get it twisted. As I said before, I worked for a really crappy clinic because it is owned by a really crappy person who does not know how to manage things properly. Along with this crappy clinic came some really bizarre stories. I started my career at this clinic about 11 months ago. I was only there for 9 months though. Just when I started was 11 months ago. There was this lovely man there. He was a vet nurse like me. He's older than me. He's probably like 15, 20 years older than me. We're gonna call him Tom for this story, as I said before. So Tom is the type of person that will always come up to you, always make sure you're okay. He'd always make sure that you're laughing and that you're not drowning in work, and he will always help you. He means a lot to me. But eventually, like 3-4 months later, things started to get really weird. Things started to get worrying. And weird things started happening, basically. He would go toilet, like at the start of all this stuff, he would go toilet and then he would come out and he'd be like really dizzy, very pale, looking like he's about to faint, stumbling all over the room sort of thing. And, you know, like people were starting to worry and our minds were going wild with all the things that could be possible. We were wondering why he would disappear for sometimes hours on end, or sometimes 10 to 20 minutes, or he'd be in the toilet for a really long time. Like, he would just disappear at random times of the day and he wouldn't come back for ages. Like, so obviously we're all thinking, what is going on? And so many people were assuming so many things, mainly because unfortunately Tom was hiding things and was lying about what was going on, and I don't blame him. No one could get a straight answer out of him. He would tell me that, oh, it's just family stuff going on at home, don't worry about it. And he would tell the next person that he's struggling with mental health, or he'd tell the next person that he's having trouble with his grandma or something, I don't know. Like, he just kept lying to people. So it was like really crazy because he's just not the type of person that would lie to you, I don't think, because you know, he's always looking out for you, he's always making sure you're okay sort of thing. He's just not the type of person you'd picture in this situation. So I was really worried about him basically, and I wanted to help him. So believe it or not, I was thinking, let's have a counselling session with him, because I am training to be a counsellor and I'm right into it at the moment. Like, I've learnt all about it, I've had a few clients at this point, like I know what I'm doing. I should have a counselling session with him because everything that we say during the session is confidential. So it'd be fine to have a counselling session with him. And that's what I wanted to do. But at the end of the day, it is a conflict of interest for me to have counselling with people that I know personally or people that I work with, so it wouldn't really be ethical for me to have a counselling session with him. So I didn't want to do it in the end. Anyway, so I was going to have a session with him on Thursday, but I didn't because of all those reasons. And on Thursday, he was pretty bad. Like, he was like stumbling around, didn't know where he was, like crazy stuff. The day ended and then came Friday and the same thing was happening, and he was stumbling around, fainting. Not fainting, but like really pale. And so the thing that is the highlight of this story is that he would constantly go in the toilet and he would be in there for a long time. He'd make really loud noises and he'd bang on the walls and he'd moan so loudly. So you can imagine what people were thinking was going on, and it was so crazy to think that this was happening in front of my eyes, in front of everyone's eyes. And oh my, I got tingles in my leg, I got tingles in my leg. Now I leave at 4:30 on a Friday, so I left before any of this happened. So I've just heard this from other nurses at the clinic. I wasn't actually there when it happened, but I was there the day before and the weeks before when he was still doing the same thing, so I know that like they weren't exaggerating or lying. Plus, I have seen the evidence. I will get into that. So on Friday, he was again moaning really loudly in the toilet, banging on the walls, like really loud, really scary stuff. And then like all of a sudden, it just went quiet and then he started moaning again. So some of the senior staff members that were there on that day, they said, look, that's it. We've had enough. We really need to see what's going on because this has been going on for too long. We just need to figure out what's going on. So somehow they opened the toilet door. God, he was clothed, so it was all good. He was pale again, like he was kind of out of it. He didn't know where he was, sort of thing. There was like definitely something going on, and he supposedly was hiding something in his hand and he wouldn't let anyone see what it was. He went back to work like everything was normal and nothing happened, and he was still like kind of out of it, stumbling around. And maybe 5 minutes later he started complaining about how his leg hurt. He was like, my leg really hurts, I can't walk on it, like it really hurts. So he ended up going to take a seat in the office and he was like complaining about his leg, like, oh my god, it really hurts. And one of the vets came up to him and was like, basically, you know, if your leg hurts, like, why don't we just take an x-ray, we'll see what's going on with it. Maybe it's like a split tendon or something, like you pulled a muscle or something, I don't know. So they end up taking the x-ray. He puts his leg on the x-ray table, they take the shot. I'm just I can't get over this. Basically, his leg was broken in half. A clean break through the bone of the leg. This part of the leg was broken. Broken. Yes, Sandy. Broken. My dog is shook. My dog is so shook. Everyone still to this day does not know exactly what happened. I don't even know if Tom knows exactly what happened, but he basically walked in the toilet with a perfectly put together leg and walked out of the toilet with a leg that's broken in half. How this happened baffles me to this day and I still don't understand, but it happened. It happened. Crazy, okay? Crazy. Like, ugh. Anyway, so Tom had to go to hospital and obviously get an operation on his leg, which is what he did. And then later that day, we all found out that Tom was sniffing Isoflurane. Now, for those of you who don't know what isoflurane is, it is the anesthetic agent we use to put animals to sleep so that we can do surgery on them. Turns out Tom was sniffing an anesthetic agent at work for weeks in a row, and no one knew until it was like too late. And thank God it happened at work though, because at least he was covered for his leg operation. But yeah, so Tom was sniffing isoflurane at work, and this is what happened basically. This is where it led to. So basically Tom had to have 6 months off work. It's crazy how he didn't get fired after that incident, because if you have a worker that's using your anesthetic for the wrong reasons and it's clear that they have a problem, it kind of makes me question like what was going through my previous boss's head to think that it's a good idea that he should come back to work and back into that environment. Because if you have someone like addicted to something, it's probably not the best idea to bring them back into that environment and expose them to that when they're not ready yet. That's, I don't know, that's the old boss's problem. I don't know. So anyway, I'm still working at this time. I still haven't left yet. He came back 6 months later. He was normal again. He was refreshed. He was ready to work. He was back to normal. You know, he was fine for about 2 months, and then unfortunately his addiction just got the better of him and he fell back into his old ways, and it ultimately led him to his employment being terminated at that clinic because he could not prove that it was okay to work there without touching any of the drugs basically. Yeah, I won't explain how he got fired because I think you can all guess. Like, the moral of the story is that he just got found sniffing isoflurane again and his addiction got the better of him. So he ultimately got fired. That's basically what happened to Tom, and it's an insane story. Like, I don't know. So, I don't know, I just wanted to share this with you guys because although it's a crazy story and it's very unlikely to happen exactly like this for anyone else, like I doubt anyone else is gonna like break their leg on the toilet or at a vet clinic and like do that sort of stuff, but the moral of the story is that addiction is really hard. Addiction can do crazy things to people, and people will go crazy lengths to fulfill that addiction because it's a problem, you know? It's an illness. It's not fun. It's not fun to go through. It's a very, very hard process, especially when you don't have a good support system around you. Now, I don't know personally, but from what I could see at work, I don't feel like Tom had the best support system. He didn't really have his family around him. Majority of the people at that clinic were talking crap about him and saying all these things, and was saying like, oh, how dare he has kids, why doesn't he think about his kids? Like, are you kidding me? Are you that ignorant? Like, there is so much more to the story and you're just saying like, how dare he? What if you were going through it? Like, I bet you wouldn't be saying that now. It's just crazy because like people just don't know the full extent of things, and they're not educated enough in this field. But me learning about mental health and doing my counselling degree, I've learned so much about this sort of stuff. So it's crazy to see how ignorant people are and oblivious they are to the truth and how difficult addiction can be. I wanted to make this video to raise awareness for addiction. That's probably the main goal that I want for this video, is that, you know, you're not alone, and I know it's hard. It takes so long. The deeper you are in addiction, the harder it is to get out of it. I know that, and no, I haven't worked with addiction of alcohol or addiction of drugs, but I have worked with addiction of self-harm, and I have worked with addiction of the darkness of depression. So I know about addiction. Just I'm not the most experienced person in the field of drugs and alcohol, because that's just not the type of counselling that I would like to do as a person. Anyway, besides the point, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm not a specialist. Like, I don't know completely. I just know the base, basically. Like, I'm still learning. I haven't got my qualification yet. Like, I still got it. Maybe like 1 week from now I'll be qualified, but like, yeah. So linked below will be a whole heap of websites and links and numbers that you can visit to learn more about addiction. And if you are going through addiction, or you know someone who's going through addiction, I really encourage you to take a look at these websites, because it can be really helpful for you and everyone around you. If you have any questions, or you have any worries, or anything like that, feel free to comment down below. I'll try my best to help. I'll try my best to answer you. But guys, if there's anyone that you see commenting down there and you know you can help them, comment back. Like, it's not just up to me. This is your channel as much as it is mine. This is like a community I want to use to help people, okay? So sound off below, help each other. I will try and be there too. Tom, I know you're watching this. I love you. You're amazing. You've grown so much. I feel now that you are on the right path to recovery, and your life is only going to get better from here. Once again, I'm sorry if I offended anyone. I'm sorry if someone took this the wrong way, but I feel like I've made it very clear on what my intentions are for this video. If you don't like it, you can just go away. You can just unsubscribe and you can just go to someone else's channel and watch their videos, because I really don't mind, and I don't really want that type of energy here anyway.
Bye. Deuces. You gotta go. Period.
Don't get it twisted. 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 What is wrong with me? I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you're all smiling until your cheeks hurt. And I will see you in the next video. Bye! I love you! Stay safe, stay beautiful, check the description. Goodbye! What is wrong with me?